How are we looking now? Fuck's sake. There we go. Ah. My bad, guys. My bad. It's been a while since we were streaming on here live. Well, it's been over a week actually, but it's been a bit longer since we happened to do now 420 news. Happened to find the time today, so I'm absolutely delighted to get on here with you. Although it's going to be a quick one. I'm going to have to be gone by about 5 o'clock. Again, daddy duties. But before we go there, let's blast one off. Let's engage in a little bit of civil disobedience before we get stuck into some of today's 420 news. Again, a big shout out to Ferg for this absolute beautiful bong. Park Herbal Products, guys. Check them out if you haven't already done so. A beautiful gift to get. How is everybody out there anyway, guys? I see the comments flying in hot and fast. The hotbox is fogging. Hope everybody's blazing up out there. Hopefully too many of you aren't stuck in work still. Come get happy. What's happening out there? Come get happy. It's good to see some new faces out there in the Twitch world. It's normally Hazma holding down Twitch. So it's good to see a new face over there. What's happening? Come get happy. I'm about to come get happy there now in a couple of seconds once we hear into some of this lovely. Oh, the smell once you open this grinder. I wish I could share it with you guys. It's crazy beautiful. Oh, what should I just do with my bowl? There we go. Nice. Yeah, that's the job. Come get happy. It's nothing better than coming in after a long old day and having some lovely herb waiting there for you. So glorious. To those unfortunate few who are out there without anything to blaze on right now, this next one's for ye. If I find my lighter, definitely had it. Right, bear with me 1 second. Ivra Nomad. Boom. There we go. We got it. I knew I brought it in. It just fell off the bloody box. Yes, so let's blaze this one on. Who's out there? Jog OG. What's going on, Jog OG? Says, how's it going, Martin? It's going mighty fine. Constant Gardener's out there as well. What's happening, Constant? We've Pad Whelan, Amy Riley. What's happening, guys? Amy Riley says, hi all. Hey, Martin. Hey, Martin. Hope everyone is well. Jeez, sorry, guys. I can chat to be bouncing up there, loose side of where it was going. Looking forward to seeing people tomorrow, guys. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before we get on to that, let's blaze this and we'll give a few more shout outs and we'll talk about tomorrow then. If you're out there, guys, do what a child does and hit all those buttons. Hit the subscribe button, like button, and even type out an old comment and hit the post button. But yes, oh my god, that slurricane was absolutely delicious. Oh, so good. I actually had all good intentions to bring in a lovely flower to show off of the slurricane, but unfortunately I've forgot to bring the flower in with me. So all I can do is just show you the grinded stuff here. Doesn't do it justice though. The flour that was grinded here earlier this morning for this little bit of herb was lovely. It was dense, so dense, frosty, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love when you break into a dense nugget and you get to smell the inside of it then, you know. Oh. Audio is coming and going, is it? An old comment. Mr. Wes, what's happening out there, Mr. Wes? Is the audio coming and going for everybody else, or what's the crack? On my side, it seems like it's all good, but maybe I'm just jumping to and from the microphone a bit too much. Kinda. It's great to be back. I miss doing these live streams, to be fair. I really do enjoy them. I hate covering some of the depressing news that gets covered on here, such as we've lined up here for today, but I do enjoy the community and I do like sharing the good news as well when it does come. Pat Whelan says, fun fact, 420 in Roman numerals is CDXX. There you go. I didn't know that actually. 420 is CDXX. There you go, guys. Might be on a stoner quiz someday. Gonna put that one into my stoner quiz bank. Mr. Fudge, nice one for the heads up on the sound. Looking forward to seeing yourself as well tomorrow, Fudge. Any other shout out? Social Pirate Keyboard Warrior, what's going on? Mr. Finnegan. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? If I missed you guys, I apologize. Barry, what's happening? Mr. Fields. Anybody else? Steve, what's happening, my man? What's happening, Mr. Cav? Hopefully you're all good down there in the good old Wexford. That's everybody, I think. It is everybody. Phil, man, what's happening? Phil saying the sound is fine for you too. That's good to hear. Boom. I don't know, got pop-ups coming up on my screen and refreshed and it's fine. My bad. Nice one, Mr. Wes. So yes, guys, tomorrow is going to be a big day for Ireland because drum roll. Do we have a drum roll here? No, that was a snare drum, wasn't it? Wait, I'm going to get us a drum roll. You ready? You ready? So tomorrow's news is going to be Ireland's very first indoor cannabis market. So some very, very brave and bold activists here in Ireland have took it upon themselves to organise what will be, to me anyway, the very first indoor cannabis market in Ireland. Other people are calling it the very first cannabis social club also. That's also been thrown out there as a term for tomorrow's event. I'm not going to give a location. I'm not going to even give as much as the county that this event is in, just for fear of spilling the beans on it and drawing any unwanted attention. But it is an invite-only event. There's a number of people who've gotten the ability to invite people. I've thrown it out there, guys, so if you were lucky and if you've been active enough here following the show and all of that stuff and you joined the Telegram's hotbox, then you would have seen it in there over the last week or so. We put a shout out to people who were interested in coming in order to get some names to add to the guest list. If your name's on the list, then sadly you will not be able to come to this event. So you've missed your opportunity if you're not on the list already, if you're not a part of that hotbox, guys. I do apologize, but guys, the link is in the description. Join the Telegram hotbox, say hi, get acquainted with the people in there. And there's going to be future events coming up like this as well. I hope to organise something like this down in Cork as well. But I do look forward to getting up there tomorrow to this event, wherever it's going to be. I'm not going to talk about where I'm going, but it's going to be epic is what it's going to be. I plan on doing a couple of live streams while up there so people can get to know what's going on, so we can showcase what's going on. But it's going to be a great event. From what I've heard, so word in the street is that there's going to be 10 vendors there, 10 cannabis vendors there, offering all sorts of products ranging from flowers, oils, edibles, hash and stuff like that as well, apparently. I'm really excited. We also are going to have some coffee and tea suppliers up there. There's going to be some rolling suppliers and bong suppliers as well, same person. So it's going to be a great old day. So tomorrow, guys, I do plan to get a couple of live streams up there. I'll showcase the people who are up there, obviously, because of the sensitive nature of what's being done up there. I'm going to have to hide and protect people's identities and all of that kind of stuff. But do expect some live streams from me tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully some of the people up there will be okay with coming on camera and having a chat about what's going on and everything. But it's going to be epic. It really is. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a milestone event here in Ireland. It's going to be the first one ever, and it's not going to be the last. It's going to happen more and more. I think the people who are coming to this event, who are going to be taking part in it, I hope some of them will go back to their own areas and be inspired by it, and set the way forward in their area. Organize an event for people in their area who like to consume cannabis and socialize around that too. So I suppose while there is going to be people there selling cannabis products and all of that, the biggest part of this, it really is the social aspect of this, is that there's going to be an indoor venue where we as cannabis consumers are going to be able to come and purchase cannabis, much like you do in a bar. You go to a bar, you don't bring drink to the bar, do you? No, because you can just buy it there. Unfortunately, because of the nature of the cannabis market, people are going to be bringing their own cannabis to this event, but there is going to be cannabis there for people to buy too. And in a not too distant future, it's going to be similar to drink. You're not going to be bringing your cannabis to social venues. You're going to be going to the social venue and buying your cannabis there. A lot of people, who grow cannabis now, probably in a not too distant future, will not grow cannabis because it's going to be high quality cannabis, cheaply available locally. Most people don't grow their own veg and all of that stuff. Why? Because it's cheap and convenient just to go and buy it at the supermarket. Same's going to be done for cannabis, So I look forward to that. Looking forward to tomorrow's event and looking forward to getting the live videos out there. Really looking forward to meeting the people up there behind us, taking part in it, especially the vendors. I'm really interested in meeting some of the vendors. I've been trying for some time now to get some of the Instagram vendors, some of the Snapchat vendors to actually jump on and have a chat with me here on the podcast. But obviously, they're all very hesitant. I'm like, the show does come with some heat, I suppose. I'm not gonna lie that there definitely is going to be attention drawn to people who come and speak out in this. But I'm going to do my best to protect them. But there is people out there, and if you are fitting that description, if you're willing to come on and have a chat, then make yourself known. Drop me a message, hit me up an email, hit me up in the Telegram. I'd love to have a chat with people out there who are doing this. Just to highlight what it is that you're doing, the service you're providing to the community, and what it would mean to you for legalization. Would you see it as a good thing? Would you see it like a bad thing? I have so many questions, actually. I would love to be able to ask somebody out there who's just a full-time cannabis dealer, but until then, anyway. So guys, to those lucky few who are going to be up there tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you guys. It's going to be good. Going to be epic. Hopefully it's not going to be featured as one of the bad news stories in 420 News and the cops raiding the gaff. Hopefully it's going to be a positive one next week where I'm going to be highlighting all of the good things coming out of the amazing cannabis event held in a secret location. I don't even know the actual location of it. I know the vicinity, rough area, I know the city. But I don't know the actual area yet. We're going to get a message tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And the event starts at 2 o'clock. It's going to run until 7 o'clock. And it should be epic. So we see what happens. Yes, I see lots of people fucking loving that idea and the event. Who's asking there's a coming to Cork? Serenable says, will it be coming to Cork? 100%. I've longed for a venue such as that. I've been looking for it all throughout the lockdown. Unfortunately, rent being the way it just wasn't feasible to be able to go out there and rent the place just yet. But hopefully soon we're able to rent the space and just bring the cannabis consumers together and have a social venue there for them. We could put on. There's a really good event going on, actually. Somebody shared it with me above in Dublin tomorrow. If you're above in Dublin, I think it starts at 7 o'clock. They're doing a screening of the Bob Marley event, the Bob Marley live at the Rainbow Park or something, I think it's called. They're screening that live above in Dublin somewhere tomorrow, anyway, above in Dublin City. I think if you look it up in Google, if you're above in Dublin and you want to go up and watch that, by all means, go up, find it. But apologies for not knowing exactly where it was. Somebody sent it to me in Telegram, but I just completely forgotten the actual place that came sent from. Who's organising the event and whatever, but cool events like that, putting on screenings. Imagine having a Cheech and Chong night or something like that, just watching a couple of Cheech and Chong movies going down, just consuming, having the crack, watching maybe a new fucking Billboard or one of the comedians, or even Joe Rogan drops a new comedy special. Hey, now it's screening, bring the community together, bring your own cannabis nights. Pods here says, I'll rent you out the old pub at home free of charge. Legend. Pods, we'll chat, yeah? We'll chat. Let's make something happen. R420 supplies there in the hot box as well. Just can't wait for it. Yes, I look forward to it. R420 supplies, be seeing yourself up there as well tomorrow. Yes. John Fingan says, yeah, don't tell anyone about it being in Tipperary, Martin. John, you spilt the beans. Why? You spilt the beans. All the way up the Tipperary. The Rainbow Club, is it? The Rainbow Club. And it's the Sugar Club. Boom. Yes, how could I forget it? It was a Sugar Club where we had the Patients for Safe Access event. As soon as I just read that there, I was like, man, I'm such a dummy. Oh, just too much information floating around in my noggin, and it's just hard to keep it all organized. It's good that I have people out there like Mr. Finnegan to keep me in line so I don't get lost, huh? Legend John. But yes, the Sugar Club guys, and it was Bob Marley live at the Rainbow Club. So that's been screened above there in Dublin at the Sugar Club tomorrow. Nearly knocked over my green screen. But nice one for that anyway, Mr. Finnegan. And Constant Gardner also getting in there with the Sugar Club. Legend. Mr. Phantom always over there. If memory serves correct, you're over in sunny Florida, huh? Not so sunny there at the moment, maybe if it's early morning. Is the sun up at least? Hopefully. Yes, it's the dream, boys. That it is, pods, you know. That it is. But why shouldn't we be entitled? Why should we be denied that? As I say, you go down to the pub. You don't even have to be a drinker to go to the pub. You could go down and drink Raza. And if you don't know what Raza is, it's raspberry cordial. Okay? Get to know that, guys, outside of Cork. It's a lovely drink. Raspberry Raza. So again, you can go down and drink a couple of Razas, have a crack with the boys who are there drinking pints. Likewise, you should be able to go down to a place that, you know, even if you're not a cannabis consumer, and socialize with other people who are consuming cannabis and just have the crack. What you do? Hey, Mr. High Power, what's happening? So, Story Martin, hope all's well, bud. Have a great day tomorrow. Sickening to be missing it. Fair play to everyone who was organising. This is exactly what we need. Mr. High Power, hopefully down there in, I won't say exactly where you are, but down there in Kerry, hopefully you can bring something like that down there too, man. You know, I'm sure you know enough people down there. You could organise a small little event like this and, again, invite a couple of outsiders like ourselves. I'd come. I'd get the train. I definitely would join you. And again, you know, Mr. Finnegan, you know, he's organising one in Tipperary. Oh, crap. Sorry. Spilt the beans there, Mr. Finnegan, did I? They're the well for you know, again, man. Go easy. Just keep the yellow jacket off, huh? From pub to social club. It's a perfect transition, to be fair. You know, I'd imagine the pub has already got everything that's needed in there. Just sticking an old, you know, maybe an extractor fan here and there just to keep the place, you know, from fogging up too much. But yeah. So right, guys, I've one more ball after delivering that good news. I think it's nice time just to hit that other ball before we get into the tougher news to cover. You know, some of the recent seizures here in Ireland. You know, again highlighting throughout the seizures, the demand that's there for cannabis. And the failing fight that there is in preventing cannabis reaching the market, because, you know, despite all of the cannabis that I'm going to talk about that was seized recently, I still got cannabis there. I'm sure, like many of you already, you know, I've got cannabis there, and you're probably actively consuming it too. I hope you are. Cheers anyway, guys. Schleinte. And you know, that simple action I did there, hundreds of millions of billions of euro being spent every year to prevent that. Why? Just why? I'm still coherent here. I'm still able to kind of conduct a live stream. Like, to be fair, I started the live stream and I didn't have the mute audio going. I wasn't even after a bong hit by it then. I won't make any mistakes now that I'm after 2 bong hits. But it's mad. It's mad to think, you know, the amount of money, the amount of man hours wasted, absolutely just wasted. No benefit to society, no benefit to anybody at all, even the people who were enforcing these laws. It was no benefit to them except the wage that they got at the end of the week, but putting their life on the line needlessly for something like that, it's not even effective. Mad, mad. But right, let's start off here. Some of the more recent news in Ireland. Seizures here. Boom, let's pop this up on screen feed. Where's me? Or me stream deck? Don't know why that happened. Apologies, guys. When I clicked over there into the other one, the Rodecaster fucking audio thing just gave up. But let's start that one again. Apologies. Fucking, I only just said it 2 minutes ago. I fucking jinxed myself. I said, yeah, 2 bong hits into me. Won't make any more mistakes. What a sausage. Yes, Mackie Guiz, you know, huh? High and homegrown out there says, laugh loud. He's gone and done it again. Rusty, huh? Rusty Nuts is right, fuck's sake. Where's the WD-40 there? And we sort that out. But anyway, recent seizures here in Ireland. I was just saying there while my audio was muted that despite regulation of alcohol and cigarettes, there's still seizures of those being made. And I think even after regulation of cannabis, there's still going to be illegal seizures of cannabis being made. And the reason for that being is that the government, it's the government again, the government have overregulated or overtaxed alcohol and cigarettes to the point of where it's worthwhile now for criminals to import it because, you know, let's put example, wine. I was over in France for a while. I acquired a taste for wine while I was over there, actually, and I talked about that there in the past. But wine, you get a bottle of wine over in France for about €3 to €4. That same bottle of wine, when it arrives here in Ireland, it works out at probably about €20 when they slap all their taxes and crap onto it, you know? Like, just for example, Jameson. A bottle of Jameson when I was in France. It was cheaper to buy a bottle of Jameson in France, brewed and distilled here in Cork, down in Middleton. You could buy it cheaper in France than you can in Cork. Why is that? Taxes. The government screwed up. So I hope in the not too distant future, you know, before they get in and talk about what they actually seized there, I hope they don't screw fucking the cannabis market here by overtaxing it, overregulating it to the point of where the criminals remain in control of it. Because that's effectively what's happening with wine and cigarettes. It's profitable for criminals to do it. Fucking cigarettes, for example. A box of cigarettes here in Ireland is about €15. €15. About 75% of the price is tax. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I really hope they don't do the same with cannabis when it does get regulated here. I know when that happens, bro. Don't happen to use often anymore because I know that John Phoenix is always watching. Gotta keep on your toes when John's around, huh? Put you in your place. But yes, let's get into the seizure anyway. The cannabis that was seized. So there was 7 kilos of cannabis seized. The value of the cannabis at €160,000. Okay. And normally I wouldn't question that, you know. You'd say, yeah, 7 kilos of cannabis, €20 a gram, so that's 20,000 a kilo, so 160,000. That makes sense. But no, hang on. There's a kilo of butane hash oil in there as well. They don't value that at all. Why is that? I don't understand that at all. Why they didn't put the value of the kilo of butane hash oil. Initially, I'd assumed that the 160,000 included it, but no, like. And then I figured out that it did. So the 7x20, 140. So they're valuing the 1 kilo of butane hash oil at the same value of 1 kilo of cannabis, herbal cannabis. But get this, all right? Butane hash oil, that's made up of the resin that's extracted, you know, using, say, the butane, and it's the extract is reclaimed afterwards. The return there, you know, for per gram, I think, you know, a good return might be somewhere between 10 and 20%. I think 20% is probably unachievable. I don't know how resinous plants can get, but I think a good return is about 10%. So for 1 kilo of butane hash oil, you'd actually need 10 kilos of cannabis. So that's a 10% return. If you 10 kilos of cannabis, you'd get 1 kilo of butane hash oil. So the guys are incredibly undervaluing the butane hash oil here in this. Just, you know, just interesting one, really. So maybe if you've got cannabis out there and you got a lot of it, convert it into butane hash oil and, you know, it sells for a bit more anyway. But crazy, you know, how far behind they are. But what I think it's interesting is that they know it is butane hash oil, BHO. But is it actually BHO? Because, like, how do they know it's butane hash oil? Have they actually done a test on it to see if it was done with butane? I suppose, look, I'm getting down to semantics here, but what it really comes down to is there's a need for regulation because, again, you don't know what's in this. If it is butane hash oil, is all the butane actually after being purged out of this? Is there any testing being done to ensure the quality of the product before it reaches the consumer? No. Why? because of prohibition. Therefore, prohibition is far more harmful than the cannabis itself, because cannabis it's not really harmful at all, is it? You know. But yeah. So there you go. Cops don't really have a value yet for butane hash oil, so they're valuing it at the same as cannabis, despite the fact that it's probably 10 times more valuable. So there you go. In other news out there then, so that wasn't the only seizure that was being made here in Ireland. There was a number of other seizures being made here in Ireland. The next seizure that was made, that's coming out of Dublin Airport. Boom. Dublin Airport, €118,000 worth of cannabis seized above in Dublin Airport. So 160, 118. So we're going up into the 288,000 there now. Oh no, 278,000. Yeah, sorry, I was on the ball first time. €278,000 worth of cannabis that was seized there in Ireland over just the last few days. So packages containing over 5 kilos of cannabis were on the way to addresses in Dublin from the US, it says here in this article. Packages containing a huge haul of cannabis worth around 118,000 were seized at Dublin Airport yesterday. The drugs were concealed inside an air cargo shipment from the US and were destined for address above in Dublin. So apologies there, guys, if you're waiting on an arrival above in Dublin. It ain't coming. What a heartbreaker. The packages were marked as samples, but did not get past revenue officers who uncovered the illegal drugs as part of the routine searches. Like, I love that part. They did not get past the revenue officers. Like, do you know what I mean? But how much is actually after getting past them, to be fair? Come on, to be fair. Don't lie. How much are they actually stopping? Do you know, as part of the 10% that officials actually stop? Is that what it is? Is it a part of the 1% that they actually stop? Because like the amount of drugs that come through the mail, that get through the border all the time, and the revenue do not detect. Do you know, it's hilarious. You know, the sharp-eyed revenue officials, you know, who uncover the illegal drugs, didn't get past them. But it does. It gets past them all the fucking time, to be fair. But around 5.8 kilos of cannabis was hidden in the parcels, and investigations, it says here, are ongoing. That's what annoys me. Investigations are ongoing. That just means that my and your taxes, if you live here in Ireland and you're contributing to the revenue of the Irish economy or whatever it is, or the Irish state, that's where it's going. It's been wasted here. It's been dwindled on this. At a time, you know, there's news articles out there. Only was it last week? I was reading one that there is an increasing amount of car burglaries going on. You know, let's even just on that. If you're outside of Ireland, let's just quickly bring this one up for you, because people might know about this. There was a recent fucking video, probably went viral all over the world, to be fair. Cherry Orchard. A lot of people out there probably know already what I'm going to be popping up, but I'm just quickly going to pop this video up there for you. Where's the video gone? There we go. We pop this up there now for you. The crazy shit that was going on here in Ireland that the cops have to deal with. No, so this is over there on Twitter, up in somebody's page, John Hand. Boom. Do you know? This is what the cops have to deal with over here. Like, dudes out there, look at the gang of them there. Boom. Not a bother to them. There's no head on into the cops. You know, and look at the other car. Look at the other car up in the grass there in the background as well. You know, that's another robbed car up in the background. The white car that's speeding past the cop car there. That's another robbed car. So this is stuff that the cops are actually out there having to deal with as well. And this is something that they should be dealing with a lot more, because this is actually deadly dangerous. You know, you see the amount of people out there. You got 3 robbed cars speeding around the place, like, just, it's absolute madness that at the same time somewhere out there that you could have a number of cops actively engaged with stopping and searching some young fella, taking his nodge off him, or an absolute crazy number of cops involved in active investigations, you know, sitting around in some briefing room, getting ready to go raid, you know, some local grower or something like that, you know. Mad. The fact that that's what the cops should be actually out there dealing with, and we know a large part of the time spent by the cops, it's engaging in drug users, drug dealers. Drugs is a massive part of the work of Gardaí. If we were to just remove drug prohibition, not only would we be able to help drug users by providing them a safe and clean drug supply, but we'd be able to help communities also by removing drug dealers from them, and we'd also be able to help the Gardaí by making their workload less. Like when a majority of the work is engaging in drugs, but they've got a drug unit. Like they don't have a rape unit. You know, you don't have fucking the rape unit going around the place. So you don't have that. No, you have a drug squad. They have a drug squad. Like they have an actual drug squad, and they're actively involved in drugs just all the time. That's their job. Drugs. That's it. All the time. Just drugs. It's mad. Mad like. But anyway, look, we won't even go down that road. That's some of the crazy shit that's going on there in Ireland. Just to be bringing that to your attention. Oh, what's going on out there in the hot box? The hot box is hopping. I've got like 5 more minutes, guys, and I've got like a couple of more news articles that I wanted to bring to you. The next one, while I quickly clean my bowl. Boom, let's pop this up there. The next one coming out of seizures here in Ireland. A man in his 50s, man in his 50s was arrested after an €180,000 worth of cannabis was seized here in Ireland. Again, this is by Gardaí. This is by Gardaí as part of Operation Tara. Operation Tara. She's famous at this stage in the 420 News. We've talked about her time and time again. Operation Tara. Operation Tara cost the taxpayer, I think we worked it out here on the show one time, about in excess of €14 million every year. Like again, think about that €14 million if we were to put that money and the resources into in preventing car thefts. Imagine that. Oh, that'd be a great idea, wouldn't it? No, we got to be hard on drugs. Got to be hard on drugs. Why? Because Martin wants to hit his bong and fucking show, and we have to prevent that. We have to prevent people out there treating their chronic pain, treat people out there treating their epilepsy, such as myself. We have to prevent that. We can't have them doing that at all. 14 million every year plus on Operation Tara. And this is what she seized, 180,000. So it's bringing the grand total of today's seizures on the 420 News to over €400,000. So we were at 275, add on another 180. So we're at, what's that, 435? Just missed the 420 there, did we? Anyway, or it was a 438 because it was 278. A man in his 50s arrested after a drug sting in Dublin. Drug sting. The only sting is the land of fucking revenue as they drain our resources, wasting it away. This is in South Dublin business premises on Monday. Gardaí found a cannabis herb which had an estimated value of 180,000 in the premises at the Sandyford area of the capital. The man was arrested in connection with the find, and the Gardaí confirmed investigations into the seizure are still ongoing, and a spokesperson said Gardaí seized an estimated blah blah blah. They're just fucking repeating themselves here and now and that, in fairness. Look, it's all wrapped up though. Oh, I'm going over onto their Twitter now, giving them more views. It's mad. There's a guard out there getting paid to do Twitter for him as well. Mad. But there you go. There's all that cannabis, 180,000. So it's, and we have to pay for the destruction of that then as well. You know, factor in the cost of that too, and the transport of it to the place to be destroyed. John. Madness. Content NL sending in the super chat there. Nice one, homie. I really appreciate that, bro. Really do appreciate the support of the show. Just gonna pop that up 1 hour time. Absolute hero. Really do appreciate that. Fucking the bill's coming there for the website and the streaming platform on a monthly basis. So it is nice to be able to not have to dip into any savings there. So I appreciate that. As I said, the hot box is happening. Green tea, welcome. Good afternoon to you, Green tea. And welcome to the hot box. Green tea just after finishing work and sitting here trimming, listening to your what's that? Dulcet tones. Hope to see you tomorrow. Yes, I look forward to the green tea. Your name is on the list anyway, Green tea. So I do look forward to seeing yourself tomorrow, and it's going to be a good one. Jago G says, crazy expensive. Probably depends on the size. At the size you get to. Went to Ming Flanagan's tent. His was empty yesterday. Something like that. Mr. Finnegan saying here, no heroin or cocaine busts lately. Anyone else notice that? Yeah, they do be infrequent with those ones. They do be infrequent. But that stuff is coming in. That is coming in. It's a lot easier to conceal those too, you know, if you think about it. Like the way they can conceal cocaine, like they be fucking putting that into carpets and then extracting it out of the carpet fabrics once it gets in here. Like they were concealing it like charcoal. You know, they're crafty when it comes to that stuff. Cannabis, it's not. You can't do it to cannabis because it look at it. It's the flower. You want the flower. They can't hide flower like John. They can't fucking melt it down into a carpet and then take it back out and put it back into that format. No, they can't. Some of the extracts and stuff, yeah, you could hide it, maybe conceal it as a jar of honey. To anybody out there looking for ideas, hit me up if it's a successful one. A little bit of commission. But you know, when it comes to cannabis, it's a lot harder to conceal it. So that by and large is the reason why there's a lot more cannabis seizures than there is cocaine and heroin seizures. But also, I'd imagine because there's probably a lot more money to be made off of cocaine and heroin when it gets in here, and therefore there's probably more power, more ability to buy off cops. That's not to say that there's not a lot of money in cannabis here in Ireland. It's just that there's a lot of competition in selling cannabis here in Ireland. There's a lot of people bringing it in and selling it. You're bringing in cocaine and heroin, though. You know, you've probably hitting a niche there in the market. There's probably not a whole lot of people bringing that in actively, or at least not growing it here. There's probably nobody at all growing and extracting coca leaves or opium flowers in Ireland. Not that I know of anyway. If you're out there, let me or give me a shout, man. I'd love to hear about that. Content NL, yeah, yes, man. Appreciate you. Keep her lit, my man, and you too, my man. Keep her lit. Next bong hit going out to yourself. Let's blaze this one up. I think I was supposed to hit this actually before we got into the tough news, all those seizures, but anyhow. Three is a magic number. Or did I do four? I can't even remember now how many bong hits I done. I feel like I done three, but I could have done four. Anyhow, two more news pieces I want to get you, and I'm gonna have to bounce. Then it is 5 bells, and I have to roll. Let's pop this one up, she. Chrome. Here we go. This is coming in from the Independent.ie. A prison officer facing drug charges in court after €144,000 worth of cannabis was seized. This cannabis was seized from this individual's home, and I do apologise to this lady by displaying this article here and her name and address being shown. I don't agree with that in the media and stuff, but unfortunately they do it. And I just kind of caught for time here, and I just wanted to pop it up. But this lady, she works with the prison escort unit of the Irish Prison Services, and that doesn't mean that she's going in there looking after the men or the women, giving them sexual favours for money. No, she is actually bringing the prisoners to and from like court and stuff like that. But this woman was caught with €144,000 worth of cannabis. You have to wonder, you know, how much of that cannabis was finding its way into the prison, those lucky prisoners that she was transporting. But obviously, you know, probably not a lot of it was going into the prison, unless maybe it was part of some big organised crime gang looking after some dudes inside of there. Who knows? But this woman was caught with that anyway, and I suppose the reason why I'm bringing this up is that, you know, people who use and sell cannabis, they come from all walks of life. You know, this woman probably avoided detection for a long time because of the fact that she was a prison officer. Nobody really suspected her. She probably just got snitched on, maybe a rival gang from a different organised crime group. You know, got wind of the fact that this woman was the one who was storing the cannabis for these guys and maybe doing a bit of fucking transporting too for them. Who knows? And they snitched on her. It's unfortunate, but you know, she's another victim of drug prohibition. You know, did she benefit from drug prohibition? Yeah, she probably made some money over time, but now she's a victim of it because this woman not only is going to lose her job and her ability to get jobs in the future, but she potentially is going to be facing some time in prison too. And I don't imagine the women's prisons here in Ireland are very nice places. I know when I was in Cork prison, that wasn't a very nice place for me, but I can't imagine the women's place being a nice place for women or all. And you know, for doing what? You know, you're transporting a bit of cannabis, storing a bit of cannabis. She's going to be up there in a woman's prison, you know, like, do you remember those two ones who fucking chopped up your man's body or something and stabbed him? The Scissor Sisters, is it? Like, they're fucking mad jokes. If you don't know that story, look it up, the Scissor Sisters. You're probably going to get like loads of things about those, the singers, but no, this is actually about like pair of sisters who fucking butchered some dude. I don't know what the backstory was. Can't remember. It was an old one, but they're going to be locked up with the likes of them as well. I know when I was up in Cork prison, I was in there with some nasty individuals who had done some sick stuff outside as well. And it's not nice. Not nice at all. I found out afterwards that I was actually in a holding cell when I was in court with a fucking paedophile. Of all things, paedophile. I was in there with a sick paedophile. I was just sitting down in a holding cell. There was a couple of other lads inside in there. But this one particular fella, he was actually a pedo. He was up in court for fucking interfering with his niece or something like that. I didn't know this because I was held in the holding cell. I didn't see what was actually going on in court. I was brought out for my case, put back again. I was told afterwards by somebody there that, there was a fella back there with you, pedo. Sick. What was I there for? Caught with a fucking nodge. A nodge held in the same place was a dude who interfered with his nieces when she was a child. But yeah. So yeah, that's one news story coming out of Ireland. This woman has not been charged yet. She's been released on bail. Or has she been released on bail? It says he was released on bail in similar conditions, but not only provide cash bond. He was granted legal aid. December 19th. Yeah, not too short again. Ah, yeah, she did get bail. Somebody else was arrested with her as well, did it say? Ah, yeah, identical charges were brought against the co-accused, and the name of the individual here, 28-year-old, living at the same address, and he was released on bail, similar conditions, but not to provide cash bond. So again, she could be just an unfortunate victim of circumstance as well, that the other dude was actually the guy who was storing the cannabis because she lived with him. She has to go down. Shit, that's unfortunate. One last news piece. No more seizures, none of that crap on thankfully. But the next one is just pure propaganda. Watch this propaganda. Cannabis sweets marketed at children being widely sold on social media. It's bullshit. It's not being marketed at children at all. The fact that it appeals to children has nothing to do with the fact that it's in a sweet packet, it has nothing to do with it. Kids are seeking it out anyway. People know about these things, whether it be in a colourful thing like that or whether it be wrapped up in a little bit of cling film. It's not being done like this to appeal to children at all. What are you telling me that you as an adult out there, this doesn't appeal to you? That's who it's appealed for, Like, why are they not saying it about, say a Blue Wicked and fucking, what other drinks are out there? Fat Frog, things like that. Why are they not saying that these things are being marketed towards children because of the nature and the way in which they're presented? Why aren't they saying that? They're just trying to fairmonger, spread a load of, again, fucking propaganda about cannabis, and the people selling it then as well, trying to create a hatred there from them. But all this really is doing, when it boils down to it, like what this is really doing, it's an argument for regulation. And how anybody doesn't see it as that is beyond me. Because, again, cannabis sweets marketed to children, like it's been sold in a sweet thing. We allowed other products with be sold in things. And again, if you want it to be sold in plain packaging, regulation. You can't go out and say, hey, drug dealers, come here, do you mind putting it into plain packaging there because it's appealing to children? Yeah, sure, no bother, Mr. Government, sir. Yeah, we'll do that for you, sir. No, the drug dealers, they're not going to do that because they're not bound by regulation. Why? Because of prohibition. You regulate the market, then you'll maybe be able to put a requirement there that, hey, look, make this less appealing to children. Much like what they've done over in the US. They've actually banned certain even shapes of jellies, jellies that resemble other jellies that are children's jellies. They're banned from making cannabis edibles that are in those types of shapes. I think like gummy bears and stuff like that are certain types. But those type of regulations, they work in a sense, I think you can definitely make it workable anyway, and I definitely think it does work in a sense of harm reduction because you don't really want to leave something lying around, these trolley stuff, because there is jellies out there that look like resemble these, and you don't want kids picking them up thinking they are those and consuming them and having an unfortunate thing where they end up hospitalized. But also, what's not being talked about here is the synthetic cannabinoids as well, the danger there, and the death of that lady not too long ago. And forgive me for not remembering her name. But that there was a big news story there, and she was brought to hospital, and we're just sitting by her bedside, and it turned out that she was after consuming synthetic cannabinoid. The same, the dude was after consuming it, and he went out and fucking rolled over his old doll in the car or some shit like that, and that was synthetic cannabinoids again. Madness. Regulation, guys. End prohibition. Save lives. Harm reduction. Make some money. Create jobs. So much good going for it, you know? I'm not a criminal. Allow me to continue to be a fucking good father to my family and not have to carry the burden of, you know, on being unable to travel to say to the US. If I wanted to bring my kids to Florida to go to Orlando and all of that stuff, I can't. I have to jump through hoops. I have to fucking get a meeting with the guys above in the US embassy above in Dublin, which takes ages, and then there's an application that takes even more time. It's crazy. So if I want to go to Florida, it takes about a year and a half, nearly 2 years of a process, just because I got caught with cannabis. And stop the harm. So guys, that is it from me for today. I'm gonna have to run because I'm gonna be picking up somebody there now from dance practice. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Again, shout out to Content NL for the super chat. Really appreciate the support coming in, guys, and to everybody else who's participating in today's hot box. Guys, you're all legends. And to all the extra people who are lucky enough to be going to tomorrow's event above in that's on unknown location. Almost let it slip. But yeah, I'll see you there. Look forward to it. And yeah, to the unfortunate people who didn't get their name on the list this time, guys, make sure you join the Hotbox, the 24/7 Hotbox in Telegram. You have to download Telegram, put it on your phone. It's an encrypted chat application. So there's a little bit of security and privacy and whatever, but obviously the group is a public open group. So if you're joining, don't use your real name, but do get acquainted with people, chat away. And if you want to get your name on these lists, then yeah, we'll have to get to know you. If you get my drift, you know, just sensitive what we're doing and all of that. But guys, nice one, Mr. Finnegan, Mr. O'Regan, everybody else out there as well. Stay blaze, guys. Keep her lit. Shitting in the bucket. Yes. Nice to see you out there, dude. Peace out. Bye bye.